The funeral was nearly over. Rain fell softly over the cemetery as the final hymn played through the speakers. Mourners, umbrellas trembling, began to drift away, their eyes heavy with grief. But there, by the small white coffin, lay a German shepherd in full uniform, refusing to move. His chest rose and fell with shallow breaths. His eyes, glassy with heartbreak, never left the casket. Asterisk, he was mourning someone he once swore to protect. Asterisk, that dog was Max, a canine officer, trained for duty, discipline, and danger. But this wasn't just any partner. He was grieving. This was Lily, a 7-year-old girl who had once saved his life. Asterisk, what happened next stunned everyone, and it would change their small town and Max forever. Asterisk, Lily Bennett was born. In the quiet town of Fairrove, the kind of place where everyone knew each other by name and nothing ever seemed to change. She was bright, curious, and had a heart far too big for her tiny frame. While most kids her age played with dolls or iPads, Lily spent her afternoons visiting the local police station, always asking the same question. Asterisk, can I say hi to Max today? Asterisk, Max, the department's canine unit, was a majestic German shepherd with keen instincts and unmatched loyalty. Trained for drug detection and search and rescue, he was all muscle and mind. But something about Lily made him soften. He would wag his tail, let her tug his ears, lay his massive head on her lap when she told stories about princesses and dragons. Asterisk, Captain Harris. Max's handler often joked, I think Max's toughest job isn't catching bad guys, it's keeping up with Lily's imagination. Asterisk, their bond was special, inexplicable even. Lily wasn't just a visitor, she became Max's best friend. When her mother passed away from cancer, Lily withdrew. It was Max who gently brought her back, licking away her tears, nuzzling her hand until she giggled again. Asterisk, in time, Max wasn't just a dog to her. He was her protector, her safe place, her family. Asterisk, one late spring afternoon, Lily's father, a hard-working mechanic named Dan, was driving her home from school when a drunk driver ran a red light. Asterisk, witnesses say Dan tried to swerve, but it was too late. The crash shook the entire town. Dan survived with broken ribs and a concussion. But Lily didn't make it. Asterisk, the ambulance sirens wailed that day like the town had never heard before. At the hospital, word spread like wildfire. Captain Harris got the call, and within 20 minutes, Max was at the ER doors, tail low, eyes searching. Asterisk, when they brought out the small blanket-trapped bundle. Max tried to leap forward, whining, barking softly, as if begging her to wake up. He didn't understand. No one did. They buried Lily 3 days later on a hilltop overlooking Fairgrove. Asterisk, the entire town showed up. Police officers stood at attention. Children clutched white roses. Max walked alongside the pallbearers, wearing his vest badge, black ribbon on his collar. Asterisk, as they lowered the coffin, Max growled softly, not in anger, but confusion and fear. When the final prayer ended and people began to leave, Max did not. He laid beside the coffin, nose pressed to the soil, as if listening for her heartbeat. Hours passed, then a day, then 2. Max refused food, refused water. Animal control tried to remove him, but he growled and barked, defending her grave as if it were a crime scene. Asterisk, he's grieving, Captain Harris whispered, eyes wet. He doesn't understand she's gone. Asterisk, the town watched with aching hearts. Some left food, others left stuffed animals. Children drew pictures of Lily and Max, taping them to the cemetery gate. Asterisk, on the 4th night, something incredible happened. Asterisk, a young boy, maybe 6 or 7, wandered up the hill. His name was Mason. He was new to Fairgrove, having recently entered foster care after losing his parents in a house fire. Quiet and closed off, he hadn't spoken a word in months. Asterisk, he approached Max cautiously, holding a tattered drawing of a little girl holding a leash. Asterisk, she told me you'd be here, Mason said quietly. Asterisk Captain Harris blinked. What did you say, buddy? Asterisk Mason looked up, voice shaking. The girl. The one in the white dress. She was in my dream. She said her dog needed someone. Asterisk he sat beside Max, placing the drawing between them. Max looked at Mason, ears twitching, tail slightly wagging for the first time in days. Asterisk then did something no one expected. He licked Mason's face and laid his head on the boy's lap. From that moment, everything changed. Asterisk, after consultation with Child Services and the Fairrove Police Department, something rare and beautiful happened. Max was retired from active duty and adopted as Mason's emotional support dog. Asterisk, he moved into the foster home with Mason and his new guardians, the Tanners, who had been watching over him with gentle care. At night, Max would sleep at Mason's feet, ears perking at every creak or whisper. When Mason had nightmares, Max would nuzzle him awake, licking away the fear. Asterisk, the boy who hadn't spoken in months, was now telling stories about his dog to classmates. Asterisk, and every week, Mason and Max would visit Lily's grave together. Mason would bring wildflowers. Max would lay beside the headstone for a few minutes, tail gently wagging as if saying hello. Asterisk, it was as though Lily had passed the torch. She had given Max and Mason a second chance at love, at healing, at hope. Years later, a bronze statue was erected in Fairgrove's town square. Asterisk, it depicted a little girl holding hands with a boy, both smiling, a German shepherd at their feet. A plaque read, "For Lily, whose heart was too big for this world, and for Max, who proved that love never truly dies." Asterisk, Max lived a full life with Mason, attending his soccer games, comforting him through teenage heartbreaks, and wagging his tail at graduation. Asterisk, when Max passed away at the age of 14, the entire town came together again, this time to celebrate. Not just a hero, but a story, one that reminded them all of something timeless. Asterisk, that love, when pure, never really ends. It just finds a new place to shine. Asterisk, if this story touched your heart, we invite you to pause for a moment and think about the incredible bonds animals can create in our lives. Whether it's a loyal canine officer, a rescued kitten, or a gentle therapy dog, they remind us that sometimes healing comes on four legs. Asterisk, if you believe in the power of love, loss, and second chances, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story. Asterisk, leave us a comment below. Have you ever had a pet who helped you heal?
Asterisk.
This is Positive Tales, where every paw print has a story. Until next time, stay kind.
Asterisk.